wrong drug, wrong patient. What else?
Wrong time.
Wrong time, that you gave a med that was due at the wrong time.
Wrong route.
The wrong route. That'd be hard to do, but
Yeah.
put a pill in their rectum, I don't know. I mean, it's kind of either PO or IV that do that, but yeah, but possible. What else? Right. Right. Okay. Anything with the setup and operation of this. If you dialed in the wrong rate and volume. If you picked the wrong drug. If you didn't open the clamp. What's going to happen if you don't open the clamp?
It starts beeping.
It just starts beeping.
So, if you make a mistake along the way like that, and you can recover and know what you did wrong and can fix it, like it beeps and you're like, oh, I forgot my clamp. Okay, now it's okay. You're okay. But if you've made a mistake like giving the wrong pill, and then you go, oh my God, I gave the wrong pill. He's already taken it. The mistake was made. Okay? We'll just let you go on, though. We'll let you do the other patient, because if you do one right, you don't have to repeat them both. Okay? So it kind of depends. So we just let you progress through. Failure to identify the patient is an automatic unsafe, right? If you forget to check the armband and check it against two identifiers against the MAR. That's a big, big one, not to forget that. Not documenting on the MAR, walking out without documenting, that's unusual. Usually you don't forget to do that. Little things like if you forget to put SNSEC, we're not going to flunk you. We'll give you feedback and say this is how you do this. Failure to check an apical rate and a BP on a med that needed it, that would be unsafe, wouldn't it? So that would be something that would be considered flunking. Yes?
If they don't check allergies.
Yeah, that's a problem. Yeah, that's a problem to ask about and checking allergies, yeah. So the big stuff, I mean, this is kind of big stuff, right? It's not petty stuff, yeah.
Am I going to have a label on this piggyback? Because it looks so wrong to me. That
Yes, there will be a white sticky label that we've made on preprint with computer. Okay. It will be clear. If there's anything not clear to you when you're prepping your meds, you call us over. Sometimes we run out of meds and you'll say, I can't find the drug. We become Phil the pharmacist. We'll go, hi, I'm Phil. What can I do? Oh, you need me to, just like you would do in a hospital. Oh, there's a mistake on the IV. That's fine. But if you say, Phil, could you tell me what the rate and the volume is? I'm going to say, hey, you're the nurse. I don't do that. So we're not going to help you with the mechanics of the 6 rights. But if there's a pill missing or something. Okay, what happens if you get to the bedside and you drop a pill on the floor, you make a mistake, or you realize you realize something's wrong, you forgot your alcohol wipe. What do?
Go back.
Okay, but what do you have to do when you go get it?
Bring all the stuff.
You have to take everything out. So if you say, oh, Phil, I forgot, and you leave all your meds, and you walk out and get something, that's unsafe, and that's a flunk. Okay, why?
You might take the meds that are there.
Because anybody could come in there and take those medications. So you left them unattended. That's not an acceptable nursing practice. It's not considered best practice. The other thing is when you come back in, you should identify them again, right? Because you're out of the room. So try not to let that happen, because it's hard when you have to use the room. You drop a pill on the floor and you go, the student goes, oh! And what the instructor will say is, well, what would you do if this really happened in the hospital? And then the student will, if they go ahead and do the right thing, then if you can recover. You can recover, okay? But other than that, we don't really give you any feedback. We just sit there and chart. We don't give you any facial. We don't do anything like that that tells you do anything wrong. We try to make you relaxed. We smile, but it's your gig, okay? And then we're just the patient. Okay, so there is no time limit. We really don't. We're not timing you. You're stressed enough. You don't need the time. However, we try to schedule the next student about every half hour to 45 minutes. So we try to move you along. So usually when you're going to your second patient and you're giving the meds to the second, you're almost done. We'll usually call in the next student to sit there and do the prep, because the students take 15 minutes or so just to read and look over the chart and prep. And so usually we have a good flow going, so that as this one's finishing, this one's coming in, and by the time they go to the patient. But we don't push you, and if a student is very slow, that does push everybody back, but we have to do what we have to do. If you're sitting too long there looking at meds, it gets to the point where we'll say to you, you're spending your emphasis is on the wrong place. You're spending too much time in the books. It's not a pharmacology exam. You need to start preparing your meds. So we do tell you that, but other than that, we don't. it's your time. I would say a good student gets through it in 40 minutes. A slower student may take an hour 10, hour 15. Believe me, we're thrilled if you can come in and just knock it out. We're thrilled. But we want you to be safe, not careless. So being quick and careless will just get you flunked. But if you're coming in and you look like you know what you're doing and you're proceeding, we know this student has prepped, right? You know who's prepped. You know who's practiced. Tracy knows who's been in the skills lab. Joyce and Chris know, they tell me, who's been in here practicing.
She asks first.
And also, it becomes apparent, when you do this every semester, 16 students, it becomes very apparent who really knows how to give meds and who's very shaky. You shouldn't be shaky at this point. You should be very confident. If you're not, get in here between now and next Thursday, every spare minute, and practice, practice, practice. We have fake pills. We'll put a fake MAR on your companion. You can sit here and work on the IVs. You can work at home. You get somebody who loves you, throw them in a bed, put a little wristband on them or a wristwatch, get some M&Ms and a couple of cups, take this, put a piece of paper as a MAR, and go through the steps. Okay? You know what I'm saying? You can do this. You don't really need. I had a student that took a couple of plastic bags, put water in baggies with a hanger, and used that just to get herself familiar with the IV piggy bag. You can do this at home as well. It's repetition until it becomes second nature for you. And we can tell who looks like they've hardly done this at all. Okay, and then when you go into clinical, you will feel so much stronger that you did this. Because when you go into clinical, it's never this clean, right? You go to put your stuff down, the overbed table's full of stuff, patient's tray, there's no way. You look at the IV, oh, it's got to say lock. There's always things that you have to tweak in a hospital, and it's never this clean. But if you know your steps, you can, deviate a little, and you can go with the flow. You won't forget, as opposed to really not being secure. Then you walk in and you're all over the place. When you have 3 pages of meds to give, it can be confusing. But if you have good discipline and you have practice and you've learned the steps, you'll be able to handle it and make a mistake. Any other questions? That's about it.
I have a question about the time. So when we come in and we get